Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing, a quick morning update before the market opens. And you can see here, we're in that listed put, and then we put that put option in the face of a rising price, as we've been very successful the last few put options on various EV companies at strategically placed times. And this is going to be a quick Lucid update before we get into what we're going to get into, as the outreach and the support and the love coming from the Lucid community has been phenomenal, outstanding, to my surprise and unexpected, but greatly appreciated. And we have much gratitude for such a massive fan base and audience that is involved here with the Lucid community. They've been very good to the channel as I've started to cover them. So we're going to do weekly updates on them now, even after I'm out of this trade, because the outreach and support from the Lucid community has been so great. And you can see we're in this rising wedge. In Bitcoin, we know all about rising wedges, and we know they're bearish reversal patterns, topping patterns. Lower support once, upper resistance once. Lower support twice, upper resistance twice. Lower support a third time, upper resistance in a rounding fashion a third time. Overly confirms the rising wedge that we're in. And now, as you can see, as we're zooming on in here to a super simple, easy TA, we're at a critical spot now. Right here, as you can see, this dotted line is the pre-market at 49.59, and we've come down from yesterday at the close. If we zoom on in here, you can see what we were looking at. It doesn't make any sense there, but it'll make a little more sense there, and it'll make the most sense in the 30-minute time frame. You can see we were in a miniature bearish continuation pattern after the initial flush right here, right? We had the initial, there's your rounding top, as the buyers were being exhausted and the bearers or the sellers were taking over the market, and the price was going to come down. And then you started consolidating in a bearish continuation pattern, and then this would be your targeted move. If it got all the way up there, would bring you right down to here, and that is your major uptrending of your rising wedge. And you can see the price now is right there, and this is a critical area. There's going to be buyers here. Now, can the buyers or the bulls defend and force the price back up into this major overhead resistance, right? Something like that, where you have a big consolidation in there? Or are you going to fall through this and then you're going to fall way down? If you fall through this major support on the open with volume, your next support zone is that 200-day moving average. That when the market opens up today, it's going to be trending like that, and it's right about the top end of this volume indicator, the big green support box where all your major volume was traded. About $40 is your next major support. For my options case, if it opens up here, I'm in the money. Not in the money, because the option needs to get to $38 to be technically in the money, but I'll be in massive profits here. But if we break that, it could be a phenomenal trade. I'll keep you updated on that. And welcome to my new Lucid community. We'll keep you in the loop, as you have phenomenal support for Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing just in the last couple of days since we've met each other, and we're very grateful for it. Now, if we look at DUNT for Jerome, Derek in the crowd, my man too, longtime supporter of the channel. I've seen you commenting down below. We appreciate that. And right now, we're below this 200-day moving average, so we're bearish. And we've been bearish since we broke it right here. We've been telling you if you're above it or below, but this is the 30-minute time frame. We are going in the 3 or 4 hour time frame, as Jerome knows. So we're going to go to the 3-hour time frame real quick. Move that over. And you can see in the 3-hour time frame, we're below it now, right? We broke back above it here and got bullish where we hit that top. We thought it would come over here, but it did it sooner. It got rejected, right? And now we're below this. So now I'm very bearish on DUNT. Even if it comes up to here, Jerome, it's going to hit these moving averages. And I think this is your next target on your next move. We've been pretty good on top of this up here, right? We thought it could top out here again for a fabulous, glowing, algebroni, enticing double top from back here to right there. And it did. It just did it a little early right here. And now I'm thinking it's coming down here before it does anything up here, right? I would say I'm very bearish sentiment right now for me on here, and I believe this coin's going to fall. And over the next few days to weeks, I think as we keep an eye on this for Jerome and my DUNT supporters, I think you're about to have a 20% fall. And then we're going to have to reevaluate, as there are lower spots down here to hit. But this could be where there's some buyers down here, Jerome, and the rest of I think Derek likes DUNT too, right? There could be some buyers down here, and then you could trade back up into this major traded area right here. See all this trading back here? And then you would get rejected by that and start to trade back down and maybe come down here. But that's for another time and another place after we make this move down to there. So that's what's going on in the state of the DUNT as we move along to the normal crypto, we'll go into some CELO real quick. You can see CELO, we've been telling you, was going to go down all the way since back there at $10. That's why it circled. And this has been our target at $3.64 since it was way up here and the price was rising into this. Kept telling you it was going to come down and nobody believed me. I told you it would look like this if you watch a video from way back then, but it was eventually going to end down there, and that is my forecast still. The moving averages, it's below them all, and they're all trending down. The moving averages are going to trend like that, and the price is going to get rejected repeatedly by the overhead moving averages and get knocked down to the $3.64 level. That's what's going on there. And that's going to conclude the video for right now. Or that's going to be a temporary pause in the video. Come on. What's going on here? He doesn't care. But that's what's going on there. If we go into the XRP, you know, we've diagnosed, sniffed out, detected XRP from way back here when we were in this rising wedge right here. See that? See that rising wedge right there? When we were in that, we were telling you this was a topping reversal pattern. When we were at 113 and rising, we had that blue arrow up here in this green ring, said you were going to get forced down, and you did. And then you were traded into this descending triangle right here. You see that? And we diagnosed this out about right here. We showed you the descending triangle, lower descending support, horizontal resistance, makes a duck's beak. It's wider when you trade into it, and it's very narrow at the end. And even when the price popped right there, we told you this was going to break down, and it did. And the break, or back here, when it did this right here, we showed you the targeted move with this down here as a technical target, and it did it flush, and it came all the way down to 92 cents. And then we showed you how it could get bought back up. I thought it was going to get rejected there, but it overshot, and then we put out our next upper target of a double top nearing this blue-green ring, right? And that would force it down, and that's exactly what it did. And now we're all the way back down here again as forecasted, the retest of the $106 level, and I think we're ultimately coming back down here. And our underneath target that we've been on top of this whole route in here, have we been 100% right? No. Have we been 100% wrong? Absolutely not. Have we been more right than wrong? For sure. Have we been 69.5 steps ahead of the competition? Absolutely. We have at Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing, because none of them, they all thought this was going way up into here somewhere because of where Bitcoin was. And I kept telling you the price of Bitcoin was irrelevant to the price of XRP. And you can see when you went from not this way and never even got up there and came all the way down there, Vincenzo nailed that, and then nailed the swing after it broke our major upper resistance, but never changed our ultimate target of 79 cents, because that is where it's going. That's on the route it's in, and that's where it's going to end up. That's just how it's going to be, because the charts and the technical trading style that we have set up says it's going to be that way, and we're going to continue to follow that, right? And then if we look on ADA, we're in another rising channel on this one. Not a rising wedge, but a rising channel, because they're just as narrow, they're just as wide at the beginning as they are at the end. We need to move this out more into the future now. See that? We've had more data, and now we're threatening to break down out of this, right? And we have. And now we may come back test this. We showed you up here how the moving averages were trending down, and we had an underneath target of $1.51, and so far we've looked down to $1.76. So this has been another phenomenal diagnosing, sniffing out, detecting, and averting and subverting the criminal gangsters by looking at a technical trading style and a chart and a company system and laying it out for you in a super simple, easy way to trade this market. Fuck. Control Z though. Control Z. There we go. Don't want to delete the moving averages. But you can see how we forecasted the moving average to trend there, and it did, and got supported now. And we still think it's ultimately coming down here. That's why we're not going to delete this, because we feel like there's going to be a flush down to here, and then you could get bought back up into these moving averages again to get flushed again, right down to our underneath ultimate target. And we feel like that was a good call back in here, the way we were showing you in a super simple, step-by-step way an easy way to trade this manipulated market, and you can see it's ultimately seems to be coming down there. And another good call is a lot of people were thinking this was going to start to go way back up into this triangle, and we didn't think it would. But that's going to be it for this update right now. Like, subscribe, and share to Vincenzo's Go Crypto Investing. Peace and love. Peace and love.